Property market is a very sensitive sector in Chinese economy. It is the major component of the economy, as you mentioned, account for something like 30% of the whole, size of the economy. But what we have been experiencing in the past few months is that Chinese government want to crack down on the home prices. And at the same time, in these few days, there has been rumors that the government want to introduce a property tax. And as we've seen from the Evergrande, latest data, the trading of the shares has been suspended for 2 weeks. So they catch up their drop, in today. So basically, I think the property sector is something we should avoid, for the time being. But at the same time, I don't think the Chinese government will let the property prices to have a free fall, because that will be detrimental to the economy as well. How to balance it is something the Chinese government need to look at. Maybe some sort of comfort movement will be introduced later on if the prices has been dropped too much. So I think government need to be handle this with cautious.
Indeed, and also considering the vast majority of people in China have their assets tied up in housing, I would imagine that a property tax wouldn't go down so well. But how much of the possibility of a property tax has already been priced into the market, Ronald?
I think when the government tried to introduce this tax, back a few years ago, basically, I think the timing at the time might be good at the time because the property price has been soaring. But now we've seen the Chinese economy is in a different shape, as we can see from the GDP figures announced a couple of days ago. It is slower than what we have expected. And other sectors like manufacturing, tradings, everything has been affected as well. So whether it is the right time to tackle the property prices, that is something which the government need to look at closely in the first place. At the same time, a lot of people, citizens, residents, have tied up their resources and capital with their home. Basically, it means that if property prices drop too much, it will affect their spending and affects their livelihood as well. I think that is another factors which the government need to look at. So I think property price and property price policy will come later. But talking about specifically property tax, I think they will study this at this point of time. But the timing of introduction will be later on, maybe not within this year. So it's something which we need to take after and look after the economy, the state of the economy first.